Mark? Mark? Where the hell is this guy? Mark? There he is. What's he doing? Mark, what's going on?
Yo, yeah. So you ready?
Yep, you.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Hello and welcome to another video. My name's Mark. Welcome to Friday. Today we're going to be going up to Wellingborough, Corby and Kettering. So we're going to be doing 3, but we're going to be answering a question that one of my subscribers asked me, which was whether I could run through how much building work costs and sort of narrow that down with the cost of a bathroom, cost of the kitchen, all that sort of stuff, and what order you need to do it in. So I thought, what a great opportunity to go and meet with my builders and for you to meet them and for you to have a quick look at the work that they're doing, and also for us to answer that question and give you a real good rundown of how much all those things cost. So I'm sure that's going to be really useful. So guys, let's head off in the car. Let's get straight up to Kettering where I'm meeting Cole, and we'll run through exactly how much it costs to do the building work. Let's go, guys. Hello guys and welcome to Kettering. So I've just arrived here. We're going to be meeting with Cole, who manages the building department for Legacy. So he's going to talk me through exactly what the cost of doing certain things are on this renovation, including kitchens, bathrooms, plastering, all that sort of stuff. So I should be able to give you a really helpful breakdown when you're looking at doing your quotations for the building work, when you're out on your viewings or whatever it might be. So come on, let's go meet Cole and see how much things cost. So guys, this is Cole. Cole basically,
Hey guys.
Cole heads up the entire building department over at Legacy, and we'll put a link into your YouTube channel because you sort of update everybody on your projects every week, don't you?
Yeah, every week.
And I thought what would be really useful is just to let my audience and people know how much certain things cost when it comes to doing renovations, because we quite often do the same things. We quite often find properties that are in bad condition, bring them back to life, and that's the same process over and over again, right? Really?
Same thing every day.
So somebody asked me, you know, what order do we do things? How much do things cost? And I thought today would be a great opportunity for me to just pick your brains and find out a little bit about that. So let's talk first of all about what order you would do things on a reno like this, where we're in Kettering today, as you know, and this was a full reno, right?
Yeah, so when you come into one like this, a full reno, we start with a full gut out. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense to try and keep certain things if the house is in that bad a condition. So yeah, we'll go in, we'll rip out the whole house, basically kitchen out, bathroom out, everything like that, strip it back to the bare thing, and then we'll work from there.
And this one needed new electrics, right? This needed everything.
Full rewire.
Full rewire,
well, yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So if we start, is that one of the first? I mean, you do the rip out.
Yeah,
and
rip out, and then you start doing like first fixing electrics, water, plumbing, heating. So that was what we had to do with this one. We had to rip out the old boiler because it was really old. Again, run new electrics and run new heating systems. So that's sort of like the first thing. You make the mess, and then you start putting it back together.
So let's put a cost to that. 3 bedroom. I know this is hard, and I know you're going to say
It varies,
depends,
of
course. But we're in a 3 bedroom, flying freehold kind of property. Quite a large 3-bed, right?
Yep.
What would you say the cost of doing the electrics would be? A complete rewire?
So a full rewire on this one was is around 4.5 grand.
4.5
grand. That's for everything. Full new rewire, new electric, new fuse board. And on this particular house, we're actually bringing the fuse board from outside.
Inside as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4.5 grand.
That's a good ballpark.
Okay, so yeah, I've always thought like on a general refurb between 4 and 5 grand.
Yep.
And again, in the right sort
they
of.
will have different things in terms of like certain chasing and walls, make factor of cost and logistics of house. So yes, your price will be different, but in that ballpark figure,
4 to 5 grand.
Great, yeah.
Perfect. And then plumbing. You said a new boiler. How much was the boiler on this one?
Again, it always changes. This one was a bit more complicated because we had an old gas boiler downstairs and then we were relocating it to the loft. So that was a bit of a complicated thing on this side of things. But for a general sort of, we just moved the boiler, no rads, the rad's already there. We're looking at about 4 grand for that.
4 grand.
Yeah.
So it's quite an expensive task.
Massive expensive, yeah.
And that's because you had to rerun all the piping and everything upstairs.
Downstairs in the old lounge, which is now going to be a bedroom, up into
and then repipe the whole system, everything.
Yeah,
so new central heating system, 4 or 5 grand, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you had all the radiators as well, including that, you could be looking at about between 6 grand is probably a good number for a 3-bed house.
Yeah.
Full new heating system.
Absolutely everything.
Yeah, that's about
okay.
Right.
Cool.
That's a good deal.
And the boiler alone, if you're just replacing a boiler, it's much
again,
cheaper, right? Keeping it in the same location,
if you're keeping
couple
it
of
in the
grand.
same location, swapping in and out, couple of grand,
Yeah. So it all depends on what you're doing, right?
Does, yeah.
And in this instance, we had a lot of work to do. We had to put new boards up, flues out, lots of stuff.
Yeah.
But if it was just a nice, simple, let's just replace the boiler like for like, couple of grand's going to get you done, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, and again, you know, it all depends on the boiler, the warranty that comes with it. You know, all these things factor into price, right? But that's why you've got to have that sort of between, you know, 1,500 and 2 grand is a good ballpark figure, I'd say.
So you've started your building work, you've done your rip out, you've replaced all the plumbing and done all the boilers, you've done all the electrics, done a complete rewire. What's next? We spent 10 grand so far. 10 grand's gone,
well, again,
and it's still a mess.
It's still making the mess. So it's stripping the paper, which we had to do. It's putting the plaster, again, all this dusty stuff, self-leveling floors. You know, you really want to make all the dust, all the mess at the start of the reno, right? So that's part of the rip out and then the first fixed stages of the reno. And then after the plaster's done, then you start building it back up, right? So you start installing your bathroom, you install your kitchen, plastering's all done and it's drying, get all your architraves on and stuff like that, and then you're ready to paint and carpets.
Okay, so let's talk about kitchens, because kitchens is something I'm asked all the time. How much is a new kitchen going to cost people? Or is this just like
a bit of string?
Yeah, I love that answer.
Again,
let's talk about this one. Should we have a look at this one?
Let's
go and look at this one, guys. Oh, 1 second. Before we go in, Cole, windows and doors, because we're going to go in and have a look at the internals. How much are windows and doors going to cost?
Again, depends how many windows, how many doors. but we generally look around the 5 grand mark. If you go to like an independent company, don't go, in my opinion, don't go to these super high-end companies because they will charge you an extra sort of 8 grand on top of the existing. You go to Zenith or anything like that.
I know.
The super high-end, and it's different, right? If you've got a super big mansion or something, yes, you're going to spend a lot more money on windows and doors. But for
UPVC,
sort of housing,
local supplier, 5 grand. I know my Corby house,
5 or 6 grand.
5 grand, I think it was.
It's a good amount,
and that included French doors, 7 or 8 windows, and a front door for 5 grand. So that was a local supplier, wasn't it? My one. Yeah. So 5 grand. 3-bedroom house,
is a
good ballpark. But if you're going to someone who's one of the national suppliers,
at least
10.
12.
Yeah. No worries. Well, let's go in. Let's go and have a look at the kitchens and bathrooms. So here we are in this kitchen, Cole, and I have to say it's tiny.
So this is why I say pricing is so hard to say as a generic. This kitchen is really small, so you can't get a lot in, and it's very awkward for the fitter. So therefore, you know, those are things you need to allow for when you try and get a kitchen done, right?
Cool.
Unit-wise, you know, you could have the same amount of units in a bigger kitchen, and it would be cheaper for the fact that it would be easier to fit. So for this kitchen itself, you know, for the kitchen, not including white goods, which is sort of like fridge, dishwashers and stuff like that, you're looking at around the sort of 4 grand mark. I'd say that something around that figure.
Really? Not even fitted?
Fitted.
Oh, fitted. Right. Okay.
Sorry,
so the actual kitchen.
So I mean,
2, 3.
Yeah, again,
something like that, and then fitting a grand.
Carcasses and just buying the kitchen from a wholesaler. Yeah, you're looking at between 2 and 3 grand.
2 and 3 grand. Yeah. And the prices have gone up recently, haven't they?
Yes, they have, yeah.
With all of these things, I was saying in one of my videos recently that the price of wood's increased.
Yeah,
the price of buildings.
Materials alone are hard to get right now.
Right.
Concrete, it's very hard to get. Plaster at one point was hard to get. I mean, you can still get these things, but then that makes prices.
And the prices have gone up, right? Yeah. But ultimately, you know, this is going to be a nice kitchen when fitted. Where are you putting the hob?
Yeah, so the hob will be here.
Oh, it is going here?
Yeah, it will be here. It will be cut in here. Obviously, extractor fan up there.
Yeah.
Behind me here will be the sink.
Right.
We're getting a washing machine and dishwasher in here.
Washing machine and dishwasher. So you're fitting a lot in a small kitchen.
For such a small kitchen, we're getting a lot in this one.
Fantastic. So fully done, what's this going to cost?
So again, this is the thing that people don't see. Obviously, the floor had to be tiled, it had to be leveled,
yeah.
It had to be stripped, new electrics. But, you know, if you're... tiles on the wall and stuff like that, we're looking probably about 5 grand.
5 grand, the whole thing, right? Kitchen done, tiling done, walls plastered,
but for us,
not including the electrics, because bear in mind in here,
a separate thing.
Yeah, I can see brand new electrics absolutely everywhere, so everything's brand new.
So this is the thing, it's so hard for us to give an exact price for us, because this whole reno, you know, the electrics are here, you know, we had some of the plumbing done by the gas guys and stuff, so sort of if you had somebody coming in to just do a kitchen in a house that didn't need new electrics, that price could come up a little bit for the fact that they might have to order electrics and stuff like that. Yeah. It takes time and money. So
fine. So, but 5 grand, do you think that's a sensible budget on like a normal 3-bed for a new kitchen, installed, new flooring, all the rest?
Yeah, a bit more to be honest. If you know,
if it's a bit bigger.
Yeah, if it's a bit bigger.
This is a small kitchen, bear in mind.
Yeah. If you do have a bigger kitchen, more money on tiles, more money on units.
And to be fair,
it does rack up.
And there are easier bits about it when it's like this, when you just smash the old one out without any care, right?
Exactly.
Whereas, you know, other things you might have to do a bit more carefully.
Of course, yeah. Especially with clients' houses, you know, the beauty of our stuff, especially trades, they like working here.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about making mess or noise or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for a house that, let's for instance say it has tenants in, and then they're stripping out the kitchen, they have to take more time, right? And that takes more.
You have to clean up at the end of every day. Yeah, excellent.
They don't here. So
bathrooms. Should we talk bathrooms?
Oh yeah,
let's talk bathrooms. So Cole, we're in the bathroom. It's a small space. Let's face it, in this house.
Yeah.
How much did this cost, and what did you do? And give my viewers an idea of how much a bathroom is going to cost.
Okay, so this one particularly, again, strip out. We ripped everything out and started afresh. New floor, obviously new shower, new toilet, new sink. So
love these tiles, by the way.
Yeah. So again, what we do a lot of the times is we use the same tiles in every reno to help cost. So here, obviously, because it's with the kitchen, we flowed it around. But price-wise, for the actual units, for the actual shower, the enclosure, the toilet, for the suite, it's generally around sort of £1,500, including, you know, we pipe work, all this sort of stuff, because it does have.
Yeah, there's lots of peripherals,
for
right?
The shower, you know,
see them
for
on
the silicone, for the ground, all these things do add up. Tiles are a big thing. So realistically, you know, I say for a bathroom of this side, from start to finish, it's probably around £3.5 grand.
£3.5 grand. You know, that sounds.
And that's including the work, obviously.
Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable. A new bathroom, £3.5 grand. New kitchen, £4 or £5 grand.
Yeah.
You know, we're starting to see where the budget's going.
And again, as I said for the kitchen, the beauty of these ones, there's no people here. We can when we want. We don't have to worry about making a mess and not having a toilet, a working toilet. So that makes prices cheaper for us. So.
Fantastic. So quite often you see on Victoria Plumb, for example, like a bathroom suite from 700 quid. But you said 1,500. What's the difference?
Yeah, so basically the difference there is, yes, you can get a shower tray, a screen, a toilet, a sink, those sort of things for, let's say, £700-800. But what you don't see there is the traps for it, the pipe work, the silicone, the tiles, there's a multiple of things that really do come into that price range, right? And it does all add up. Grout, for instance.
There's a shower, I guess. Does a shower come with that?
The piping and stuff like that. So, you know, taps as well, you know, all these sort of things, they really do bring up the price.
Yeah. But I think when you're doing this sort of stuff, ballpark figures are nice and easy, right? Like if you know a kitchen's 4 or 5 grand, bathroom, £3.5 grand, you can start to just give yourself a good guesstimate number, and then it's always within a tolerance, right?
And I think we do very reasonable prices.
Absolutely.
For us personally, like some people might think these are very low prices, but this is what we're doing them for, because
it's for rentals, right?
It's for rentals. It's not super high end, albeit it is definitely decent.
Decent, mate. These tiles are good.
We need quality because we have a lot of people using the facility,
and we want a good revalue, right?
And we want a good revalue. Yeah.
Right. Let's have a look at the rest of the house then, guys. Come on.
Let's do it.
So Cole, we're in the lounge at the moment, or what will be the lounge. I'm just noticing doors straight away. How much of a doors to do? Because obviously that's another thing that we've got done on this project.
So again, you know, it varies depending on how you do it. For us, for instance, this is how we're going to work it. We do all the doors in the house generally at the same time. Doors are about 40 quid a door. For a basic door, 5 doors, you can pay anywhere up to 100, maybe even more.
Yeah.
You're looking at 40 quid for a door. Fitting wise, again, you're looking for about £50-60 per door, and then
a bit more of its fire, I guess.
Yeah, more of its fire. Heavier, more hinges, fire strips. That could easily double. Probably at least 100 per door.
So what do you reckon per door fitted the lot? Like, let's say, for example, if people wanted to just go, right, I want a new door on there. I want to do new doors everywhere. How much per door fitted? All done.
Again, it's
I know.
It's a hard one to break down because painted, non-painted. If you was to replace all your doors in the house and then get a decorator in after to paint. You're looking at probably £100, let's say, to do cheap doors to fit the door, and then you're probably looking at 50 quid a door for a painter to come around and paint the door.
So 150 per door, plus probably a bit more of its fire door, 200? So we said 150, 200 to 250 for a fire door?
Again,
so that gives people a good idea, do you know what I mean?
If you go for a high standard of we generally go nice, cheap and cheerful.
No, fair enough. And then we've got plaster on the walls all over the place here. Plastering a room, how much is that?
Again, size of generally you're looking at, it's a safe way to stay around 500 quid.
500 quid per room?
Yeah.
per room, and that's all the walls done, ceiling skimmed, the lot. 500 quid a room.
You can obviously get this cheaper if you do multiple rooms, and if, for instance, it's a plasterboard wall, it's a lot quicker. So again, all these little factors have You can get it a lot cheaper, obviously, but as a ballpark figure, you're looking to around £400 to £500.
400 to 500 quid a room, and I appreciate that. I'm putting you on the spot. It's really hard.
And for us, we get the whole house plastered. So obviously,
how much the whole house roughly?
Again, for
couple
us,
of grand.
I guess it's a little bit cheaper, but yeah, a couple of grand. You could pay more than that, obviously.
But
a couple of grand is a
couple of grand's reasonable. And flooring. Flooring's the next thing. Like, we got carpets, 3-bedroom house. How much is recarpeting all of this?
Again, size of the house makes a difference. How many stairs? How many bedrooms are? But realistically, you're looking at around 2,500, 3,000.
2.5 grand, fair enough. Something like that, fairly reasonable.
Again, we go with a sort of, not a trade carpet, but a hard-wearing, low-piled carpet.
Right? And we put underlay down as well, right? Like, again, you can cheapen things out and not do some of these things, right?
And we go to a medium level. We don't go super expensive. No. Because carpets need to be changed every 5 to 10 years for us. So
fine.
It doesn't make sense to.
So a couple of grand. It's going to get you.
I'd say 2.5 is
2.5
is a good figure.
Yeah, perfect. So guys, I mean, let's just recap. We've got sort of for a full rewire, 4.5 grand.
Yeah.
New boiler, 2 grand if it's staying where it is.
Yeah, could be anywhere.
Can be any. Depending on depending on what you're doing and how big you're going and all the rest. New bathroom, 3.5 ish.
Yeah, 3.5 to again depends on.
Stuff
like that,
New kitchen, 4 to. The sky's the limit, and it depends. And we use appliance-wise, we use like Beko, we use budget brands, don't we?
We use the budget brands. They're cheap and reliable, obviously, and they do.
So that keeps the cost down, right? That keeps us in that 4 grand sort of thing.
Once you buy an oven, a hob.
Absolutely. Plastering, we're looking at a couple of grand for a full house.
Yeah.
Painting a full house.
Yeah, again, you look
couple of grand,
couple
of grand, and then new doors, 150 for a standard door, 200 for a fire door, fitted. All in, would be a reasonable sort of figure. I can't think of anything else that might need to be done. Oh, smokes and heat detectors and HMOs.
The electrics as well.
Oh, is it? That's all included.
Okay,
so the full rewire includes that. I know if we're just doing smokes and heat detectors though, it's about 300 to 500 quid, isn't it, just to put that in?
Yeah, so a lot of houses
on a HMO.
We can't just do those. It doesn't need a full rewire.
Yeah. And on your kitchen price with the 4 to 5 grand, does that include tiling and everything?
Yeah. 5 grand, tiling, everything
included. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully guys, this gives you a really good feel. Have you got anything else that you can think of that we do fairly regularly? What about like fencing?
We obviously do garden stuff, which is, we don't always do garden stuff. It's sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Again, we just do cheap and cheerful. Ideally, just get rid of all the weeds, put new fencing in. Again, for the fencing on this job that, you probably see in videos.
Yeah.
Looking around £1,000 to
£1,000.
Fencing,
and that's a couple of gates.
A fair few meters. And stuff like that.
I mean, it does all add up, guys.
And we use premium fencing as well, to be honest, because we don't want to keep replacing that every couple of years because the wind's blown a panel down. So certain things
you say premium, but at the same time, it isn't that expensive, is it?
It's not that expensive, but it's not going super cheap. Because if you go super cheap, especially on fencing, it will rot. You've got the elements at it, and you will be.
You need to stain and make sure that they're safe and all the rest,
and
right?
feather edge boards are what I would go for.
Perfect. Anything else that you can think of that my guys might want to know? I mean,
there's probably a million and one things that I'm going to ask in the comments, but I guess we can do.
We can answer every comment, and on top of that, if they want to speak to you, they can, right? Like we're going to put a link in the description where you can go to Legacy's website. You'll be able, or to their YouTube channel. You'll be able to speak to Cole if you want to. He priced up some stuff. He also works alongside Mary and Scott, all the guys over there, providing an end-to-end solution. So if anybody wants us to find, renovate and rent out your properties, please get in touch. We can do that for you. You'll be working with Cole. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable. And if you've got any questions, put them in the comments. As always, like and subscribe. Remember, we're going to be giving away an investment house on this channel once we get to 100,000 subscribers. And every month, we're giving away the dividends from our dividend portfolio. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again on the next video.